Hey, what's up YouTube? It is Luke over at Sketchy Bikes, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. A lot of guys I know with bikes are also Jeep and truck guys. So we're going to take my 2000 TJ here. I did put new speakers in it. I put some 4x6 kickers up front and some 6.5s I think in the sound bar up there. But I read about improving the sound a little bit. Not that I'm trying to get anything super crazy out of these speakers. I know the limitations, but on Amazon I picked up these boom mat speaker baffles. So those front 4x6s just literally sit in a piece of metal under the dash. We're supposed to help not only protect the speaker a bit, but reverberate some of that sound back out. So I'm gonna put them in, see how that works, and we'll make a little video about it. I got a tripod and some new gear too, so mostly this is do a little Jeep content, plus check out my new gear. Let's get to it. The speakers are pretty straightforward. There's two Phillips screws. These covers just pop off. There's a tab in the bottom that'll release the cover. So you can see where the speaker's at there. It's just floating in this piece of metal, nothing behind it. We're gonna try to put these mats back behind there. Bring this in a little bit. You can see it's just wide open back there. Speaker's just hanging out. So, especially in a Jeep, not a bad idea to get those covered and protected. Not that this thing's an off-roader by any means. But let's pop the bracket out. All right, speaker magnet's pretty strong. All right, so there is the speaker. Here's the pod it's gonna fit in. So we're gonna have to cut a hole in the bottom of that pod, or a slit, to get the wiring to come through. Which actually I'm thinking, to minimize the hole in there, we will disconnect the speaker wiring off the back of the actual speaker. Got that disconnected, and then we'll just cut a small slit in the back of this mat. Pop these off. Made in Taiwan. All right, so we'll cut a small slit and fish these wires through so we have minimal infiltration here. So let's see how this thing fits before we even start messing with it, because looks like it might be a little tight. Have to do some trimming. So definitely got to trim this top a little bit. Bottom not so much. There's plenty of room on the bottom, but there's a bracket here. So let's see. What's the best way to do this? I'm gonna cut a little slit in here. We'll just wing it. These things weren't all that expensive. I think they were like 12 bucks. So that's kind of nice there. Let's see how the speaker fits in there. These speakers I picked up over at Audio Extreme in Boardman, Ohio. If you guys need any car audio related stuff, I highly recommend going over there. My buddy Rob takes care of that place. He owns it, and pricing is very comparable to things online, and I was supporting a local business, so appreciate having a guy like Rob in our town where we could go buy this stuff. So yeah, we're gonna have to line up these holes. I think I'm gonna have to take some more out of this. I think what I'd like to do is get this mounted and then trim any excess to get the cover on. I'm guessing that's probably the right way to do this. Cut a little more off this top here. You can see these fit these 4x6s really nice. So let me see. Let me cut this through a little bit. Cut this off up here. No, that won't be needed. So. Oh yeah, much better. There you go. That makes a nice little pocket for a speaker. That's pretty cool. Go with that, and then I will put a slit in the bottom here to bring the wires through. Cut a slit right in the back. Just took my knife, made a small slit. There's my wiring. How'd that go? Right there. Bring my wiring up through. Feed each of these up through the hole I made. There we go. We have our wiring in. Bottom fits really good. Let me square this up just a little bit. Nice. That looks pretty good. Alright, cool. Let's see. Gonna have to, let me think of the best way to do this with the mounting screws. So if I hook my speaker wires back up, those are both stuck on there. Speaker into the boom mat here. See, that fits pretty good. Then I'll just trim the rest of this excess. Just cut that with a knife once that's in there, I'm hoping. I think the best way to do this is probably try to get one lined up. I just poked that right through the mat. Lined up on the hole there. I'm gonna start this by hand so I don't cross thread it. Cool. Got one hanging there. And what I try to do is get a couple on the bottom. You know what? I'm gonna grab a punch, like a pick. Let me grab this pick. This will probably make it easier. Think about that prior to starting this. Trying to be better at having all my tools that I need for video beforehand. So let's see if I can line this up with a hole. All right. There we go. So that guy lines up there. Got a hole started. My screw. Started by hand. That started. Should basically line me up for the bottom one, the other bottom one. Got a hole started there. All right, couple those in. There's my top screw here. Started there. Boom. Beautiful. All right. Snug all these up. It does make a nice little pod for the speaker, so. Okay, speaker's back in. That is all sealed up all nice and tight. Of course, the side cover wouldn't fit on with this here. I don't know if that would, before I go cutting something, I don't have to. That may actually just push in there. I don't know if it's better to keep that, have it seal against there a little bit, or I don't know. Probably this is curved up here, so I'm definitely going to trim this. Cut that corner. Oh, that seals nice there. That's no longer peeling on that. I'm going to trim this corner. Cut through my made in Taiwan piece. So that seals up that side. That just leaves this little piece here. And I'm actually just going to, I think if I just follow this neatly, slice. Took that edge off. There you go. The speaker's all sealed up in a pod. That ought to help project a little sound forward. That really protects the speaker from any of the elements. If you get caught in the rain or anything, if you're a four-wheeler off-roader guy, you definitely probably want to do something like this or put marine speakers in. So I'm going to consider that one done. All I have to do is pop this cover back on, put your two screws in the side, there you go. That's it. Pretty easy install. Quick, simple, easy upgrade to your front 4x6 speakers on your Jeep TJ. So I'm going to do the other side. No need to video that. It's a duplicate of what we did here, just on the opposite side. So I'll take care of that, and I'll turn it on, see how they sound. Okay, I completed the other side, same as this side. One thing I did do to make it a little bit easier, I used scissors to trim some of that as opposed to a razor. It just made a little bit cleaner cut. However, what's my thoughts on this after it's all said and done? I can't play music on here because YouTube will get all cranky. However, does it improve the sound? I'd say a little bit. It's a little bit better, a little clearer maybe, but you got to realize what you're working with. This is an old Jeep with 4x6 speakers in the front dash. So don't have an amp or anything. It's just coming off the Sony head unit. So does it improve the sound quality? I'd say a bit. However, I do like the way it protects the speakers. Speakers aren't cheap. If you put them in that pod, The bottom of the dash is all open and everything, so those speakers are now safe and secure within the dash. For a $12 to $13 mod, I give it a thumbs up. I think it's great. I bought these on Amazon, again, made by Boom Mat. Not a bad upgrade for your Jeep speakers. Simple install. All you need is a screwdriver, scissors, razor blade, and I used a pick to poke some holes. Other than that, super easy install. I say give it a try, you won't regret it. This is Luke at Sketchy Bikes. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow for more content.